Hi friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee and you are watching my channel Dr. Subrata Mukherjee Distance Learning in Commerce. Today I am going to discuss another problem on issue of share. This is lecture number 6 and you can find the other lectures in the playlist section of the channel. A Limited invited applications for 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share payable as follows. On application rupees 5, on allotment rupees 5 including premium, and on call rupees 2. Applications were received for 16,000 shares. Directors allotted 10,000 shares pro rata to applicants of 11,000 shares. Letters of regret were issued to applicants of 5,000 shares with refund of money. They kept the application money received on the balance 1,000 shares to be adjusted against allotment money. All the shareholders paid the allotment and call money with the exception of one shareholder holding 500 shares who failed the allotment money. On his subsequent failure to pay the call money, the shares were forfeited. Subsequently, these shares were reissued to a new shareholder at rupees 8 per share as fully paid. So the journal and cash book entries in the books of A Limited. So let us start writing the journal entry first. So the first journal entry is regarding the collection of money for equity share application. So the first journal entry is bank account debit to equity share application account. And what is the amount collected for equity share application account? 16,000 applications were received and for each application rupees 5 was collected. So bank account debit was for 80,000 and to equity share application account 80,000. Here I have written the narration. Being application money received on 16,000 shares at the rate rupees 5 per share. I would like to request all the students to please write the narration carefully when you are solving a problem on issue of shares. Now the second journal entry. This is regarding transfer of equity share application money. So your journal entry is equity share application account debit. And what is the amount collected? This is 80,000. So 80,000 will be debited to equity share capital account. So the amount that will be credited to equity share capital account will be 10,000. That is the number of shares. Multiply this with rupees 5. So 50,000. 16,000 applications were received, but there were only 10,000 equity share that was issued. So the amount that will be credited here for equity share application to equity share capital will be 50,000 because 10,000 multiply this with rupees 5. To equity share allotment account. Equity share allotment account. Now, against this 16,000 shares, 5,000 shares were refunded. The money that was collected on 5,000 share was refunded and on 1,000 share, it was transferred to equity share allotment. Basically, this is the advance money that you have received at the time of application. So, amount that will be credited to equity share allotment account will be 1,000. Multiply this with rupees 5, that is 5,000. And the third amount will be refunded. So here I will write to bank account. 5,000 multiply with 5 is rupees 25,000. It is given in the question that on 5,000 applications the money was refunded. So your journal entry is equity share application account debit 80,000, to equity share capital account 50,000, to equity share allotment account 5,000, to bank 25,000. So here I have written the narration for the second journal entry. being share application money transferred to share capital account on 10,000 shares and on 1,000 shares transferred to share allotment account and on 5,000 shares refunded as per board resolution number dated. Now, regarding the third journal entry. The third journal entry is regarding the amount which is due on allotment. So I have to write equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. And what will be the amount that will be debited to equity share allotment? This is 10,000 multiplied with 5. So 50,000. To equity share capital account. The amount will be 10,000 multiplied with 3, that is 30,000. And to securities premium account 20,000, that is 10,000 number of share, multiply this with rupees 2 because share premium is rupees 2 per share. So basically this is the third journal entry. So here I have written the narration being share allotment money due on 10,000 shares at the rate rupees 5 per share including rupees 2 per share as premium as per board resolution number dated. Now, in the fourth journal entry, that is regarding the money that was collected on allotment, there is a small calculation because at the time of application, 5,000 amount was transferred to allotment and it is given in the question that there was a shareholder who didn't pay the allotment money holding 500 shares. So let me discuss the working here. So this is working note number 1. So a shareholder who was allotted 500 share, we need to find out what is the number of share he has applied for. So shareholder holding 500 shares applied for 11,000 divided by 10,000, multiply this with 500. So 550 shares. 11,000 is the number of share application which was accepted and 10,000 number of shares were allotted to the applicants of 11,000 shares. So a person who is holding 500 share, he must have applied for 550 shares. Now, therefore, share application money received from this person, from the shareholder is 550 multiplied by 5, so 2,750. So the person who is holding 500 shares must have applied for 550 shares and he must have paid rupees 2,750 at the time of application. Now, what is the money which was due on application? So share application money due. So this shareholder was allotted 500 share. So money which was due on application was 2,500. So therefore, excess money of 250. So this is the money which was received at the time of application, which was in excess. So this excess money will get adjusted, therefore adjusted with allotment money. So this working is very important. Allotment money. Now what is the amount which was due on allotment by this particular shareholder? So allotment money due. Now allotment money due from this shareholder was 2,500. 500 multiply with rupees 5 per share, rupees 3 towards application and rupees 2 towards security premium, less received at the time of application, $250. 250 rupees is the excess money that was received at the time of application, will get adjusted with the amount due. So ultimately the amount which was due at the time of allotment, and that was in area, because this shareholder didn't pay the allotment money. So the allotment money which was due from this particular shareholder was in area. So calls in area is rupees 2,250. So this working is very important, and I would like to request all the students to note this working carefully, and please write this working in your answer script whenever you get a question on issue of share. Now the fourth journal entry that I have to write here. So regarding the allotment money that was received. So the journal entry is basically bank account debit. There was a call in area. So calls in area account debit to equity share allotment account. Now you see the second journal and the third journal. In second journal, we have already credited equity share allotment by rupees 5,000, and in third journal, we have debited equity share allotment by 50,000. So the balancing figure of 45,000 will be credited here in the fourth journal. So the amount that will get credited in equity share allotment is rupees 45,000. 50,000 was debited in journal number 3, and in journal number 2 we have credited 5,000. So the balancing figure is rupees 45,000 that will be credited here in the fourth journal, that is to equity share allotment account. Now we have already shown in working what was the amount of calls in area. So this will be 2,250. So the balancing figure of 42,750 is the money that was received at the time when the allotment call was made. The narration that I have written here is being allotment money received except for one shareholder holding 500 shares. Now the fifth journal is regarding the equity share final call money due. So you have to write equity share final call account debit, and this will be 10,000 multiply with rupees 2. Rupees 2 per share is the call money which is due. So 20,000. So equity share final call account will be debited with rupees 20,000 to equity share capital account. The narration that I have written for journal number 5 is being call money due on 10,000 shares at the rate rupees 2 per share as per board resolution number dated. Now the sixth journal entry is regarding the money that was collected on final call. So journal entry is bank account debit, calls in area account debit to equity share final call account. So first we will credit the amount to equity share final call amount for rupees 20,000. So what was the call in area for equity share final call? So the person was holding 500 share, didn't pay the call money. So the call money which was in area was for 1,000 rupees, and money collected at the regarding equity share final call was for 19,000. The narration I have written as being call money received on 9,500 shares. Now I have to write the forfeiture journal. The person who was holding 500 share didn't pay the allotment and the call money. Now it was decided by the board of directors to forfeit those shares who didn't pay the allotment and call money. So regarding the journal entry for forfeiture is equity share capital account debit, equity share capital account debit. The amount will be 500 share, multiply this with 10 is rupees 5,000. Then securities premium account debit, as because the shareholder who didn't pay the allotment and the call money, he didn't pay the securities premium money. As because securities premium money was not paid, so we have to debit this securities premium amount, and this will be 1,000 rupees. 500 multiply with rupees 2. Then 2 calls in area. So amount that will get credited to calls in area is 2,250. This is the calls in area for allotment, and 1,000 for the final call money which was in area. So the total amount that will be credited to calls in area is rupees 3,250, and to forfeited share account. Forfeited share account. And what is the money that was paid by the shareholder? This is rupees 2,750, because 550 shares were applied for. Multiply this with rupees 5. So 2,750, and this calculation I have shown in working note number 1. So your journal entry is equity share capital account debit. This is a very important journal. Please note this journal carefully. So equity share capital account debit 5,000, securities premium account debit 1,000, to calls in area rupees 3,250, to forfeited share rupees 2,750. So the narration that I have written for journal number 7 is being 500 shares forfeited for non-payment of allotment and call money as per board resolution number dated. Now regarding the 8th journal is for reissue of shares. So the 8th journal is to be passed here is bank account debit, because board of directors have decided to reissue this 500 shares. So bank account debit, and these shares will be reissued at rupees 8 per share. Rupees 2 per share will be given as a discount. So bank account debit, this will be 500 multiply this with rupees 8, that is 4,000 rupees will be debited to bank. Then forfeited share. So forfeited share means this is the amount of discount that will be given on reissue of share. So forfeited share account debit, and this will be 1,000 rupees. 500 multiply this with rupees 2. 2 equity share capital account. Equity share capital account 5,000. 500 multiply this with rupees 10. So your journal entry is bank account debit 4,000, forfeited share account debit 1,000, to equity share capital account 5,000. And the narration that I have written here regarding journal number 8 is being 500 shares were reissued at the rate rupees 8 per share as per board resolution number dated. Now the last journal entry we will pass regarding transfer of forfeited share to capital reserve. So your journal entry is forfeited share account debit. The amount that was credited to forfeited share was 2,750. Out of this amount, 1,000 was debited for giving discount on reissue. So the balancing figure in forfeited share is 1,750. That will be debited here, and credit will be given to capital reserve. So your journal entry is forfeited share account debit to capital reserve 1,750. The narration is being profit on forfeiture transferred to capital reserve. Now I am going to draft the cash book. So this is the cash book that I am going to draw, and basically the bank account. So on debit side, this is a receipt, rupees, and on credit side, this is payment and the amount. So to equity share application account, you will find this amount in journal number 1, that is 80,000. Then regarding the allotment money that was received, so I have to write equity share allotment account, and the amount is 42,750. There was a payment, refund was made, so I have to write equity share application account. This figure you will get in journal number 2, 25,000. Amount was refunded. And in journal number 4, you will find regarding the money that was received on equity share allotment. Then the call money was received, so I have to write here equity share final call account. And the amount is 19,000. And then the shares were reissued, so equity share capital account, and the amount is 4,000 rupees. So total of debit side is 1,45,750, and the balance figure is the money that was in bank account. So by balance CD is 1,20,750. Hope all the students have recorded the question with solution and have tried to follow the process that I have adopted here to solve this question. In spite of this, if you find any difficulty in understanding, feel free to communicate with me through email and the contact number given in the description box. Thank you. Thanks for watching the lecture.